Welcome back to Landing Zone Home. Today we have a very special video which I feel is pretty important, especially to the new RV owner that doesn't know a lot about RV tires. RV tires are quite different than automobile tires, so we're going to talk about that and get right to it. But first, let me give you a disclaimer. I am not a tire specialist or a safety specialist, so please keep that in mind. I'm going by my years of experience of both driving a motorhome and pulling travel trailers and fifth wheels. You should always do your own homework before you make critical decisions, so this is just something to help you learn the industry of RV tires at my level of experience and hope it helps you get there. So with that said, let's get started. Tire brands. There are many brands of tires out there that have trailer tires. Castle Rock, Salem, Carlisle, Trailer King, Westlake, and many others. But today I'm going to focus in on two manufacturers which have produced most of the tires that Airstream has put on their trailers for the last 15 or so years. That is the Goodyear Marathon, the Goodyear Endurance, and the Michelin Defender LT. Whoa, hold the show. I need to update the video and add a fourth tire, which is the Michelin Agilis tire. More on this later in the video. We'll talk about the Marathon first. It was a standard tire on not only Airstreams, but many other travel trailers up until about 2017. And at that point, they had such a bad reputation, they came off of the market. Or I have more of this at the end of the video, so stick around for the mystery about the Marathon market. But they were replaced by Airstream with the Endurance tire. So the Marathon tire had problems with early blowouts. I mean, within the first few thousand miles, I've seen many reportings of tires having devastating blowouts and the tire just basically disintegrating. These Marathon tires were made in China. And I'm not sure if Marathon was the reason of the term China bomb, but they have been applied to that tire, as I think they have others. And I'm not saying that all tires from China are bad. There are probably tires made right here in the US that are not good either. But Marathon tires, if you have those on your travel trailer today, I recommend that you inspect them very thoroughly. And if you've had them for more than 2 years, think about replacing them. I know I would. I would get them off the trailer and upgrade to a different tire. So inspect your Marathons and do that frequently to help save you some trouble down the road. So as I mentioned at the end of this video, we're going to talk about the Marathon tire a little bit more. Goodyear introduced the Goodyear Endurance tire in January 2017 as a replacement for the Marathon. It also is an ST tire or special trailer as the Marathon tires were. It's been out about 3.5 years and I've seen really good reports on this tire. I haven't seen anything derogatory on this. My Airstream 2020 Flying Cloud has the Endurance tires. I've put about 3,000 miles on them and they're just great tires. I have no problem with them at all. They look nice. And they're made in Gadsden, Alabama, and also at a factory in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So they're US made, really good tires. The Michelin Defender tires are standard OEM tires on the Airstream Classic series. The Defender tires are 16-inch LTX, whereas the Marathons and the Endurance tires were both 15-inch tires. Michelin is a great tire. I've had these on Class A motorhomes, on numerous passenger vehicles and pickup trucks, and I really like the Michelin tire. Out of all the tires I've had, Michelin seems to back their warranty much better than anyone else. And the Michelin tires are made in South Carolina and also at a plant in Oklahoma. And this leads us to the last tire we're going to cover, and that's the Michelin Agilis. The Agilis is a CrossClimate tire introduced by Michelin in April of 2019. There's not very much data available that I could find on reviews, but I've found nothing negative at this point. But it is still considered a new tire when you match it up against the Michelin Defender tire, which has been around for many, many years. But Airstream is putting this Agilis tire on their Classics, and they're also offering it as an upgrade at the factory. It also is a 16-inch tire to get the LT 225 dimension. So what makes this tire different from the Defender? Well, the information that I have gathered shows that there is 3 times the amount of nylon fibers in the sidewall, making this a much more sturdier tire, especially for curbing or trailer usage where you do put a lot of stress on the sidewall of the tire. The tires are manufactured in the USA, and they come with a 6-year warranty. They do not come with a mileage warranty, but as we've already learned for RV applications, miles don't really mean a lot for a tire. So I'm very comfortable with the 6-year warranty on this tire. If you're upgrading to a Michelin tire, they only come in 16-inch. Your endurance tires and marathons were 15-inch tires, so you'll have to also replace your wheels. Now you'll notice that the Michelin Defender tire is an LT tire, whereas the Endurance and the Marathon were both ST or Special Trailer. LT stands for light truck. And there are some conversations being had that maybe a light truck tire should not be placed on a travel trailer. And the argument goes that travel trailer tires, ST tires, have more rigid sidewalls, which support the tire better when you're making sharp turns. Well, I can tell you that when you make sharp turns, and I've seen people do jackknife U-turns, it does put much more stress on the tire. It puts more stress on the axles, and in my opinion, you should not do that. You should really avoid all sharp U-turns if possible. But I don't have any reservations about putting an LT tire on a trailer. But do your research, you make that decision yourself, but keep in mind that if Airstream and other manufacturers are putting LT tires on trailers as standard equipment, that probably means they've done their research and they're comfortable with it, and they're comfortable with the liability of using that LT tire. So what about those other brands, the Trailer King, the Westlake, Carlisle, Castle Rock, many others? I'm not saying they're bad tires. I'm saying that the research I've done on those tires, they just don't quite stand up to Goodyear and Michelin. And one other thing to consider is that when you have a flat tire, more than likely you're not going to be in your hometown. You're going to be on the road somewhere else. And if you went to a local tire shop trying to get a Carlisle or a Trailer King or a Westlake, they're probably not going to have that tire. It may take them a couple of days or longer to get the tire. If you have Goodyear tires or Michelin tires, I can almost guarantee you that they will have those, or they'll just be a phone call away, and they should be able to get you back on the road with a new tire that very same day. So what can you do to help ensure your tires are safe? Well, there's a few things, but the number one thing is tire pressure. And if you don't take away anything else in this video but understanding that tire pressure is very critical, that will be good. Your tires need to be properly inflated and checked frequently. An overinflated tire does not produce much of a problem, and the only time that's likely to happen is if there's been a drastic change in temperature. An underinflated tire is very dangerous. And the reason being is as that tire rolls along down the highway, the sidewall of the tire starts to flex in and out. And as that flexing continues, it builds up the temperature in the tire, and it's setting the stage for a blowout. An underinflated tire is very dangerous, and that is why I highly recommend a tire pressure monitoring system, which I'll get back to in just a moment. We'll talk about that. But other things that you can do is speed. Check the speed rating for your tire. The Marathons were rated at 65 miles per hour. The endurance tires are rated at 87 miles per hour, and no, I'm not recommending you ever drive that fast, even towing a trailer. My preferred speed is between 63 and 65, but that's what suits me. I get the best performance out of my truck. I get good gas mileage, and all of the traffic just seems to swing around me and get out of the way, which means I have to change lanes much fewer times going at that speed. But that's just for me. You do want to be aware of your speed rating and make sure that you do not exceed that. That will reduce the life of your tires. Now, speaking about life of tires, RV tires are much different than automobile tires. Automobile tires are usually rated upon how many miles are on the tires, 40,000, 50,000, and then you can check your tread depth and really determine how much life you have left in that tire. RV tires are not like that. RV tires are really rated by life. How old are the tires? As tires begin to age, the UV damage that is done to the tires starts to break down the rubber and gets the tires to a condition where they become unsafe. So it's a good practice to change your RV tires between 4 and 6 years. That really depends on the conditions in which the tires were stored, if they were stored indoors, if they were covered, if they were stored on dirt or grass and had an opportunity to absorb moisture. That's not good. And also the speed in which you drive has a certain factor to do with the life of the tires. And one more thing about the age of tires. Each tire has a date of manufacture stamped on the tire. It's on the sidewall. It's in a little oval shaped box stamped in there. There's 4 numbers in there. The first 2 numbers are the week of the year, and the last 2 numbers are the year. So if you had a stamp in there that said 1820, that would mean the tire was manufactured in the 18th week of the year 2020. So again, use that date, consider the life of the tire being 4 to 6 years, and then you make that decision on when those tires need to be replaced. Inspect your tires every travel day. And what I mean by travel day is if you're going to pull your trailer or drive your motorhome that morning, you'll want to do a visual inspection of your tire. Make sure you don't see any nails or damage, or you don't see that the tire is starting to separate or come apart. And you check your tire pressure to make sure that you're in a range that is safe. Brings us to a good point of what is your correct tire pressure. And the answer is it depends on a couple of different things. One thing depends on the tire that you have, and it depends on the weight of your trailer. And each tire will have a tire pressure chart that you can obtain from the internet, as this one I'm showing you here for the endurance tire. So you can match up your tire size with the weight of your trailer, and it will give you a recommended pounds per square inch tire pressure. So as you're doing that tire pressure check in the mornings, understand that if you have one side of your trailer in the sun and the other side in the shade, your tire pressure may vary as much as 5, 6, or maybe up to 10 psi. If possible, try to check your morning tire pressures before the sun has a chance to warm up your tires. I highly recommend a good tire pressure monitoring system. Now, what this is a set of devices, sensors that go on each of your trailer tires, and they collect your tire pressure and your tire temperature and transmit that into a monitoring device that you have in your vehicle, in your tow vehicle. There are alarms on there that you can set so that when your tires start to lose pressure, that you'll get a audible alarm and you can check your tire and then determine if you need to pull off the road and check that out or not. They really are a great investment. They range in price from $100 to several $100s. I'll put a link down in the description below on what I use and what I have been using for many years, and I recommend some sort of tire pressure monitoring system. One final topic I wanted to touch base on is wheel bearings. Each of your trailer's wheels has a set of bearings, and those should be inspected and lubricated every 12 to 24 months depending on your mileage. The newer Airstreams are coming with never lube bearings, but you still need to have those inspected. So keep that in mind. A wheel bearing failure can be catastrophic. That's when you see vehicles on the side of the road where their wheel looks like it's broken off. It's usually because the wheel bearing has gone out. Well, we're at the end of the video, and I had saved something for the end here, which is the mystery of the Goodyear Marathon marketing. I don't know what's going on with the tires. I thought they were gone. Goodyear no longer shows the Marathon on the Goodyear website, yet if you go out and do a search on the internet for Marathon tires, you'll find them out there. Now, are those brand new manufactured tires? Are they tires left over from inventory? Because to my knowledge, I thought with the introduction of the endurance tire in January 2017, the Marathon tire would go away. So I don't understand what's going on with that. If you have recently bought Marathons, I'd like for you to make a comment down below, or if you know something about what's going on with the manufacture of Marathons, I'd really like to hear that. Well, we've talked about brands of tires, we've talked about tire pressure, we've talked about tire pressure monitoring systems, age of the tire, all important things that you need to be aware of as you go about your ventures in your recreational vehicle. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, thanks for watching.